Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Flying with Overkill Mi-24 Hind. And today we are going to take a look at blowing some things up. We're going to be looking at the ATGM anti-armor missiles and then hopefully bringing it back for a nice smooth landing. We will walk through the startup process one more time. It's going to be a very fast process. I'm not going to go into full detail, but you guys get to see that happen again, as I think it's one of the cooler parts of the video. So without any further jabber on, let's get after it. So stepping into the pilot seat here, let's get after things. Let me turn this guy on. Hopefully everything's working today with this. Hey, how about that? Let me get a nice center view. Boom, there we go. All right, let's just get rid of the seat today. That's going to make things easier. Start out by lifting our circuit breaker handles up. All right, and then we're going to... Oh, still gotta do that. We have batteries, power from battery, the inverter, pressurize the cockpit. Let's close our door. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Oh, nope. Fail. Probably should get some fuel first. Let's turn our service lights, extinguishers, crossfeed, fuel pumps. We don't have external tanks, so I'm leaving the external tank switch down. Now we can start the APU. We can bring up our radios if you want. Turn the IFF on. Like I said, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I know it works. So until we get a detailed manual, I'm sort of going with a speed start here. All right. APU is on and available. Let's set the rotor brake down. And let's go ahead and start engine 1. Induce fuel. Turn our strobe lights on. Blade tips if you wish. Now I have been practicing in VR, guys. I got to tell you, VR is amazing in this aircraft. If you have not had the chance to, I highly recommend it. Monitoring our engine RPM. You know something I always worry about? Give me just a second. I'm going to turn the sound down. Make sure you guys can hear me as things get rolling here. There we go. Alright. Engine 1 stable at 75%. Let's go ahead and flip the switch down for engine 2. Press that start button and induce the fuel. We can turn our radios on. Turn the fan on. All right, we have two engines ready to go. So let's come down here for a minute. We want right and left generators. Turn the main AC power on. Our rectifiers on. Once rectifiers are on, power from battery can come off and the inverter can come off. Come over and we can shut down the APU. And now we can also increase our engine RPM to maximum. And I actually should have done that before I turned everything else off. So, spinning up our throttle here. That should have been done before I did everything over here. That was out of sequence. My fault. Alright, we are stable. Turn our autopilot system on. Adjust the stops. Still showing doors not pressurized, so let's grab this again. There you go. Doors are sealed. Can uncage our standby instrument, so it's going to be this one and this one. Right to, oops, didn't mean to flip that. Click that. There you go, click that one. You can see they uncaged. And other than that, folks, we are ready to go. Now, I also do want to help you guys set up a couple of controls, so let's talk about that for just a second. Alright, so the controls that we're going to be wanting today that I would recommend are... Oops, tapped a button I didn't mean to tap. Why are you registering the wheel brake? Are you serious right now? Interesting. Oh, that's because we're on the wrong menu. Sorry, guys. I was starting to trip myself out there. We want to come up here to Mi-24 AI menu. There we go. And you want menu up. You want menu down, left, right, and depress. Now, I have the Thrustmaster Warthog. What I am using is the sensor select switch for all of these. As you can depress it, and then it's got the 4-way hat switch on the top of it. So it works really, really well for this particular feature. And this is how we're going to control Petrovich, which is our gunner in this situation. Okay, so we have that set. Oh, and then I want to bind one more just to make things easier for you guys. I'm going to go to my axis assignments for just a minute. I'm going to find our throttle. And let's map the zoom view. Really? No. There it goes. That was weird. Okay. Yep, good. All right. Now, before we get rolling out, what we're going to want to do is using that depress switch, which is left control Victor, we bring up the menu. This is our Petrovich menu. Okay, this, well, from the pilot seat. This is all important to remember. This is only from the pilot seat today. Now, you can see the red boxes around it. That indicates that the weapon systems are not ready. So what we're going to do now is we're going to press and hold W, or the menu up long. So longer than half a second. And you can now see he says turning weapons on. This takes about 3 minutes for this process to complete. Real quick, you can see on the bottom right box that gives you your vertical degrees. The left box is right 80 degrees, left 121 degrees, and then the top box is your current view heading. Okay, so for example, that's 070. Okay, and then we can just hit left control Victor to turn that off for now until we get the weapons are ready to go. Now, we're also going to want, if we come down here, we're going to want our sight turned on. We're going to want our range, automatic rangefinder on. We want to make sure that we're in the missile mode here, as we are by default. Fire control is not required, but if you plan on using any of the other weapons, you will want that on as well. So we'll turn it on just so that way we are prepared. Must be prepared. All right, and then we can move the sight up and down, which is pretty handy. I kind of like that. And we also want to make sure that the auto sight is turned on. All right. So from here, let's get airborne and we'll fly out to our target area. I don't know why it's fighting me so bad. All right, knock it off. There we go. Sorry about that. It's really weird switching from VR to the monitor. It's so much different. It really is. All right, weapons are ready. So the easiest way to do this with Petrov is we're going to, or Petrovich, let's call him Petro. So with Petro, we're just going to put left control V down, get our menu back up. Now we've got some contacts out over here. So we're going to sort of start scan. Now he's going to look anywhere above 50 kilometers. So I'm going to go ahead and set him right about in this area. And we're going to press and tap menu AI up. I've seen that before where he says he can't move the sight yet. There he goes. Let's put him back down over here, see if he finds anything. Doesn't look like it. What about out over here? Target selected, so you already grabbed an APC. It must be the only thing out there. There we go. So now we have two options. So now we're going to use menu down, select the armored. Menu right to tell him, yes, that's the target I want. I don't know why he went back over there. But we're going to put the crosshairs up, listen for that tone, and weapons release button. Right alt and space by default. Now he's got to maintain eye contact, so we're going to wait. Boom. No, I actually don't think that was a hit, unfortunately. The thing with the ATGM missiles, woo, baby. The ATGM missiles that we currently have is they are a little underpowered. They don't have very much range. And you want to hit menu down to get him to stop tracking a target. So they don't have very much range. Maximum range, I think, is about 5 kilometers, and that's pushing it. And then they don't have a very strong warhead, so they're really going to be the best against light armored vehicles. Tanks, you can destroy with them, but it's going to be based on angle. You really want to make sure you get that rear entry point for heavy armor. So let's go ahead and try that again. I've noticed that you get a false sense of the aircraft turning slow, and it really doesn't. It's just a beast. And it's fast. So we're going to come out for a little bit further of an attack this time. So I've told him to set up, and we got to wait for him to put the sight up here. There we go. Sight's available. So I'm going to tell him to look out there. We got 2 targets. Let's go for the APC. We're going to line up, wait for our tone. I'm going to let it close a little bit further because we're probably right within max range. And let's let it loose. Missiles away. And there's a hit. And now let's get away from the combat zone. Haven't been shot down yet, but I've been beaten to crap. And landing this thing is tough enough. This really is a fun helicopter. Now, I'm going to show you what we can do as well to not have to use the weapons release button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go sensor select in my case, I've got to stop using sensor select. I'm going to use the menu AI forward long. So I'm going to press and hold W. And now you can see free fire. And I'm also going to hit menu down to clear our previously selected target. And let's come back around. I have the blade lights on. I shouldn't, but I do. Alright, going with W now. Quick tap, get him to start looking in the region. Wait for the crosshair to come up. Once the sight's available, there it is. Now we can tell him to start looking. So let's have him look out in this region here. Alright, so we got 2 targets again. I've got an APC. Let's go ahead and go for the first one. Sensor select right. Oh, looks like it's really close. Now he'll fire automatically. So as soon as we got the solid tone, he fired. Oh baby. Come on, baby. Come on, get your big butt out of there. Oof. Ooh, that'll skin your bacon. The nice thing that I have noticed is this thing can take a pounding. Alright. So we're going to do the same thing. I keep saying sensor select. Menu down to clear the current target. And we got one more shot. We'll do another free fire. They've really done an amazing job with this simulator. It's come such a long way. Alright, let's bring it around. I started playing this sim when it was, gosh, 1.2 and 1. What was it? 1.2 and 2.0? Was that the 2 different versions? I can't remember. There were 2 different versions you had to have installed. One of them was using the Edge engine and one of them wasn't. So you had to pick and choose, and there were pros and cons to each at the time. Pretty crazy. Everything's changed so much. It's pretty awesome. Alright, let's bring her around again. We're going to go back into sensor select mode, or sensor select forward, W. So menu up. I'm never going to stop saying it, because I'm telling you guys what button I'm hitting is why. And let's just have him come out here. So that was another W key. Doesn't look like he's finding anything out there yet. Looks like he's got a target now. An APC. So we're going to steer it on target. And missiles away. We're out of there. Alright, missile hit. Looks like it missed. Get low, you big mama. Whew, buddy. Okay, so pros and cons to each of the different options. By the way, we're going to go ahead and tell him to clear that. We're going to clear the menu. I haven't figured out how to tell him to turn the weapons off. I don't know if there is a quick command to tell him to shut the weapons down. So, pros and cons to each. The only real con to the free fire mode that I do not like is he'll fire at max range. And he'll fire at max range every time if you're on it. And it just, the missiles aren't particularly effective. I mean, you saw that. I think we got 2 hits. You definitely want to have, with these particular missiles, a clear line of sight to your target. Otherwise, they're just not effective. Did I pass our airfield? What'd you guys do with the airfield? Did you guys misplace it? Oh, no, there it is right in front of me. Mercy. Is it Friday yet? So, anyway. But that's the short and sweet of it for the ATGM. They are very easy to use. I would like to see personally a little bit more refinement, and I'm sure there's so much coming. This thing's been out for a day, so don't get me wrong. That is not a judgment call at all. ED, if you hear this, I am so impressed with you guys. Please don't take it as a negative feedback at all. It's not. My only criticism would be a way to manually aim the target. That would be kind of cool. Be able to move the cursor yourself onto a specific location and then tell him, hey, shoot this. That would be kind of neat without having to move to the front seat, right? But that's really my only big gripe. This thing's absolutely amazing. I'm loving this helicopter. Alright guys, well that is it for today's course. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to use the anti-ground missiles with the Petrovich AI. This is definitely a lot of fun. It's got a significant learning curve with how to fly it, so the fact that they've made that AI system so easy and user-friendly is just 100 points right out of the gate. So anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys have any tips and tricks, by all means share them with the club, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, folks.